All right. What's up,
Yeah,
Jacques? We here, y'all.
we here. We live. First live
We
show.
live. First live show, folks. Welcome. Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques.
Oh,
Jacques.
oh.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Chop Up. Hope everybody's doing well out there. What a day. What a day, man. What a day.
Hey, what a day, man. So, real quick, I wanna give you the background of this show that we're doing. So, from here on out, like I said, we want to start going live. And this is going to be probably a weekly show called the Chop Up. And basically, this is an open forum for our fans, the Titans fans, just Titans Nation to come in and just talk about anything. It's not scripted and anything like that. And we just everybody, hey, we have a comment of the day, comments and everything, or comment of the night. So, hey, open forum, people, open forum, and we definitely gonna have a good time. I'm definitely gonna have a good time. So, hey, put your comments in the comment section. You want to ask anything, want to bring up any topic, let's talk about it. Tighten up. What you think, Hawk?
Man, dude, awesome. Awesome, man. Like this is great, man. And I just, I'm excited to be here with the show with you, man. And we've been wanting to do this for so long, and man, I'm just so glad we're here for the chop up. As you mentioned, man, the chop up is an opportunity for you all as subscribers and even our future subscribers, man, to ask questions, give us your opinions on things, man. And we're gonna chop it up with you. That's the purpose of the chop up. Of course, we'll probably bring some content in it or whatever, man. But this almost 100% of our shows, man, we have a format, we have a formula. This one here, man, is for you all, man. So I'm very excited to be here, and thank you for those that are on the show right now, man. We truly appreciate it, man.
Right. So we got it looks like we have a question from is it Jeremiah Robinson, and he's asking
Yes,
about Khalif Raymond. Okay. And is he underrated? That's a good question, man. That's a
good
good question.
question. Good
Real good
question.
question. What do you think, Hawk? Is he underrated?
Uh, I don't think so. I think right now, like I don't know if a lot of people have talked about him quite yet. He made the storm over the last probably 6 games of the season. That might be a question to be asked when the season starts, maybe the first few games when he's out there. Then we can kind of see, for what he done, man. He overachieved. I mean,
Yeah.
again, this guy wasn't drafted. He's been in the league for several years, and he came here and blew the roof off. I mean, really
Yeah.
changed our offense. So I want to say right now, maybe I'll lean towards him being underrated because a lot of people don't know about him yet, and then that's the reason why he was successful. What about for you, man?
Well, right, like I agree, underrated for right now because I'm excited if a player has a good first year, then it could be either a fluke or he's for real. Okay.
Yep.
Year two, with Arthur Smith coming back in the system, dialing up more plays for him, he gets more playing time because Tajay Sharp is gone. Hey, let's see what he can do. We know the kid has speed. I mean, he's
Yeah.
fast. We seen what
Yes.
he did to Marlon Humphreys in the playoffs, which he literally turned Marlon Humphreys around, which is very embarrassing. But I mean,
Yeah.
we know the kid can catch the ball. He has to get a little bit bigger. But something that and I seen Khalif Raymond play in the preseason, and something and the reason why he made the team was because the contested catches that he was doing, he was a more consistent receiver in the preseason. And it was one catch that really stood out to me is when he caught the ball and he got pulverized. Like he literally got pulverized and destroyed. And when he held onto the ball, I said, okay, that's something that the Titans haven't had in a long time. Then you equal that with AJ Brown. So to basically answer the question, he's underrated for now until we actually see what more body of work he can does. And then even with like Mason Kinsey, shout out to Titan Upload, man. He interviewed Mason. So hopefully we can see what Mason does too. But I'm excited for his speed. That's what I'm really excited about, his speed. I want to see how the kid can fly. Send him on a go route, man, and see how it goes.
Yep. Absolutely, man. So we have a comment in the comments from LGRW. Much respect to you. Stated that Byard makes the PFF All Decade top 100 players ahead of dudes like Eric Berry, Jonathan Joseph, who played the whole decade. So, Jacques, what you think about that, man? As far as him making the All Decade team right now.
So something with Byard that, and you even mentioned, you're an MTSU guy. and he had 20 interceptions. 20 interceptions in college. You don't wake up having 20 interceptions in college. Two things that tells me: A, you're a ball hawk. Second, you're around the ball all the time. Okay. I don't know what his interception total is right now as of today. I think it's what, 14, maybe 13 or
Something like
14.
that. Yes, 13 to
Uh,
14. Yep.
so if I look at Eric Berry, and I respect Eric Berry, the thing that kind of hurt Eric Berry was his latter part of his career, him getting hurt. But I still think he should be ahead. Jonathan Joseph, same thing. It's Jonathan Joseph. I mean, the body of work Byard has put in with him not being in the league that long, by all means, yes, put him in the all-decade team. I agree with it. What
Yeah,
about
me
you?
too. Me too. Kevin Byard, man, is a definition of a shutdown safety. Okay, people don't realize against the Titans, man. Look, teams don't throw a deep middle on against us. It just doesn't happen. The only time I've seen it happen over the past few years is Antonio Brown, but
Right,
that's it. T.Y. Hilton had a few, but that was more maybe Adore in that regard. Though
right,
Adore played very well on coverage, just got beat.
right.
Kevin Byard doesn't allow a lot of things to happen deep middle. I mean, I don't
Mhm.
know, say the stats, but I guarantee you, we're probably in the top five as far as passing yards being allowed as far as deep passes. Kevin Byard is unbelievable. LGRW said
17.
17, so we're
17.
not surprised when we
I was
drafted him.
off. I did
Right?
him a disservice. And that's
Yep.
amazing.
It is
17
amazing. It's amazing.
interceptions, dude. You've only been
Yep.
in the league, what, 4 or 5 years?
Yep. Yep.
Imagine
But see,
what year. Hey,
yep.
imagine what happens 10 years down from now. That Joker might have 50 interceptions.
He can, because when we drafted him, I had me and Jacques were talking at that time. I said, look, man, this guy has 19 interceptions in college. That's unbelievable. Meaning he can catch the ball very well. So quarterbacks dare throw it down the middle against Bayer. Bayer covers a lot of space. If Bayer keeps playing the way he is for the next maybe 8 to 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, he'll be a Hall of Famer,
He's
man.
gonna be a Hall of
Seriously.
Famer. I
So
agree.
Kevin Bayer, you keep balling, young sir, and congrats to the Bayer family, man. Kevin Bayer bought his mother
Hey,
a
congrats.
home in the Atlanta area, man. How awesome was that? You know what I
Right,
mean? So that's a
right,
great thing, man. Great thing, man. And he
right.
just welcomed a baby about a year or so ago too.
Welcome to
So
fatherhood. I said,
yep.
Al Pierce has a question. Sounds like we're closing to opening OTAs. Do you expect to reopen to make our OTAs, etc., look different? What you think, Hawk?
Uh, I think so, man. I think it'll look a bit different because everybody's still trying to adjust. Like right now, I mean,
Right.
my kids had baseball practice for the first time a few days ago, and it was different. You know what I mean? Like parents are still just kind of nervous. As time goes on, it'll get better. But I think that reopening it at this time because they haven't been practicing at all with each other. Yes, it'll be different. They'll be trying to ramp up everything, kind of like cramming for a test. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't study. I gotta hurry up, right? So I think that's kind of what it'll be. Great question, Al Pierce, by the way, as well. Al Pierce, you're a great YouTuber as well, man. We appreciate it, man. So what about for
Likewise.
you, Jacques?
So I think it will look different. I think to the point like what you said, to ramp up and trying to get the players acclimated. Because think about it, all that time that they have missed. Rookie mini camp. Rookie mini camp. They didn't even have a rookie mini camp. So you got to acclimate rookie mini camp with OTAs, almost getting ready for training camp. So it's one of those things, like you said, you have to cram everything at once. And to do that, you're going to have to get them back in football shape. Now, we did Titans and Truth show last night. Shout out to Titans and Truth. We really appreciate
The
the show. It
truth.
was fun. But like I said once before, football shape and regular shape is two different things.
Yep.
When you haven't been playing football due to, we know, the COVID, and you haven't hit the weight room like you've been able to, you're not able to run run routes, do position drills. I've seen Taylor Lewan in the offensive line pushing a truck, a whole truck. That's not like getting in there lifting 325 15,
Right.
20 times. You see what I'm saying? So yes, it's going to look different. One thing I hope that doesn't happen is injuries. That's what scares me about this whole thing is, can they get in football shape quick enough to where they can avoid injuries when it comes to training camp? Do we shorten training camp? Do we shorten OTAs? You see what I'm saying? Do we? So that way you can avoid it. Like it's just a ripple effect, man, that's happening.
Yes. Agreed. So I see a comment from Comic God. What's going on, good brother? It says, with Jadeveon Clowney turning down the Cleveland Browns, does that make us his most likely destination? Yes. Absolutely. I mean, he turned it down for the Browns.
A
The Browns
huge
was doing
contract.
this, man. Cleveland
Yes.
was throwing money at him like this.
Mhm.
And he said, no, I'm good, man. And
Right.
so we've talked about it, man. We strongly think that he will be wearing a Titans uniform next year, man.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, I mean his market. Think about it. Every team he's turned down. Majority of the teams that you would say or that think they're contenders, but they're really not. I'm not saying
Right.
nothing about the Browns, but I mean it's the Browns. Come on now. And with the Clowney watch, I do think he'll be here. It's just, man, to me, I think it's the physical, man. Once he gets the physical out the way, once the Titans feel comfortable with how he is physically, yes, the Titans, man. I honestly, we might not even know. He might have a contract already signed with the Titans, and he's turning everybody down. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And we
Right.
probably might get him at a bargain deal, to be honest with you. So don't be surprised if we come at 14 million 1 year, and then that's a proven deal, and then all of a sudden we've signed him to a multi-year deal. So I still do, especially if you turn down large money from that. That tells me is I'm gonna turn on a large contract. It tells me, hey, I'm looking to go to a contender and something that's going to be consistent. And think about it. He's had Mike Vrabel, Jonathan Joseph. We just signed Jonathan Joseph. And, John Robinson makes strategic moves like that. He was signed. He did it with the Butler deal. I mean, he did it with Logan Ryan. Logan Ryan signed here. That was baked to sign Butler. And that's how we signed Butler. So definitely, I do think he's coming.
Cool, man. Cool. All right. So we have a comment for one of my best friends here, D Dow, in the house. What's going on, D? So he asked the question, Jacques. He's asking, do you think we made enough moves in the offseason? What you think, bro?
Not really. No, we didn't make a splash. I mean, we signed Vic Beasley, and I'll get to that in a minute. We signed Vic Beasley, which was okay signing. We re-signed a bunch of our players. We got Jonathan Joseph, but years past when John has been here and making that big splash, that big free agency splash, no. I mean, Jadeveon Clowney would do it for me. If we signed Jadeveon Clowney, then that, to me, that would be the big splash. I'd be like, okay, we've completed. I'm fine. I'm good. But I guess they feel comfortable enough to where they're okay with who they got and what they have going into the season. So, I mean, what about you, Hawk?
I totally agree, man. I'm going to answer that as well. No, right? I think that if anything, the players that we do currently have now, stalwarts, players that we've signed for the next few years. Yes, adding Jadeveon Clowney would make my answer probably be a maybe, right?
Right.
I like the fact that we signed Adoree Jackson. We got Kevin Byard for several years. We signed Ryan Tannehill. We're going to sign Derrick Henry. So, if anything, the answer actually could be yes in that regard, that we kept some players, right? As far as adding, this is a two answer question here. Did we make enough moves? Yes, from a signing perspective. Did we add enough players to change the team? No. You know what I'm saying? We signed the right players for the right money.
The depth.
Yep.
So it looks like we got a question from Corey B. So do you guys think Clowney will really be game changer if we sign him? So what do you think, Hawk? Do you think it'll be a game changer?
Yes. And there's many ways you can change the game. I mean, if people are expecting Jadeveon Clowney to come here and get 18 sacks, ladies and gentlemen, that's not happening. Okay. Mm-hmm. Even while in college, he had a decent amount of sacks. He's not a heavy sack guy. He is an activity guy. And what I mean is, he might give you 7-8 sacks. He only had 3 last year. But, look what he did for Seattle. Even though he didn't have many sacks with Seattle, he created a lot of tackles for losses. He created activity where other players were able to go in and make sacks. So I think that's where he can change the game for us. Like when you think of Vic Beasley, when you think of Jeffrey Simmons and those guys, even Lamar Murchison, these guys here could feed off of that. So I think Clowney, first of all, he's got the talent. He will bring that in that regard, something that we don't have. And even Harold Landry. Like, these guys should be doing like this. Man, bring Jadeveon, man. Bring him. They licking their chops. To be like, man, if you bring him, they double team him, it's going to be me one-on-one against a right tackle. Game time, folks. Let's get it. You know what I mean? What about for you, sir?
And to piggyback off of LGRW, he had a point. He said Clowney would stop the run for 6-yard loss. That's what Clowney is good for, is stopping the run. Something that the Titans defense, and that was our weak point, was stopping the run. And to bring in Jadeveon, like you reiterated to, it'll make Jeffrey Simmons better. It'll make Vic Beasley better. And we see the comment because we're going to get to him in a minute. It'll make Landry better. It'll make the secondary better. So if I'm an offensive coordinator and I have to scheme against that defensive line, like I've said, If we go down and we count the defensive linemen that we have, literally name wise, I can give, if we sign Clowney, this defensive line will go from maybe a C, and I'm giving it a C. It'll really be an A if Casey was still here. If Casey was still here, man, it'll be an A plus. Think about it: Casey, Simmons, Clowney, Vic Beasley, Jeffrey Simmons, Landry. That's a hell of a defensive line, right?
Yeah.
Minus Casey. But if you have Vic Beasley, Clowney, now think about it, those 2 high draft picks, right? You have Landry, who had 9 sacks. You had, and like you said, Clowney only had 3, but still, you have Jeffrey Simmons, right? You have Correa, who came on at the end of the season. So, in the aspect of, I think he'll have more sacks with us. Yes, I do. I think he'll have more than 3 because of the attention that he's going to garner. You got Vic, you got Landry. Hey, switch them out. They're going to get something. And the competition that we're playing, we got to look at the offensive lines we're playing too. So it's going to be opportunities there. So I think, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, I did see a comment also from, let me see. Okay.
What's going on? Titans and Truth, Mr. Titan, big old Titan. What's going on, y'all? What's happening?
So Jeremiah had a question. It's a good question. It's actually piggyback off of what we're talking about. What are your expectations of Vic Beasley?
My expectation is very high on Vic Beasley. Okay, very high. You look at his contract. I mean, he signed a pretty nice 1-year deal, right? Vic Beasley as a rookie, he led the league in sacks at 15. Last year the Atlanta Falcons was a terrible defense. Saw it live in color when I saw them play the Titans in Atlanta. The defense was terrible. Vic Beasley sort of fell off. I think he lost his motivation. So if anything, he's lucky to be signed to the contract that he has based on his performance last year. So I expect, because he's given this opportunity, a 1-year deal, I expect him to go off. I would say, man, hey, if you don't have at least 12 sacks next year, it's a disappointment. And the fact, especially if we have Clowney, you better make that 14 sacks. Right. My expectations for him is very high. And the way that we play, when you look at the teams that we're going to play, we play teams that pass the football a lot: Green Bay, Minnesota, the Colts. I mean, even Deshaun Watson running around, and he'll have opportunities to make a lot of sacks. We're not playing a lot of running teams, even Cleveland, those teams, Denver, right? So he should get a decent amount of sacks. My expectations are high for you, Vic Beasley. They really are. What about for you, sir?
Before I go get there, Mr. Titan, shout out, man. Mr. Titan is in here, so shout out to Mr. Titans. Also, people, let's get the likes up, man. Get the big shout out to Big O. Big O done dropped the thumb. Hey, he dropped the thumbs up right before he got in here, y'all. Let's get these likes up.
Titans and Truth. I see you, homie. King Isaac, what's good, bro? I see y'all.
So, my expectations for Vic Beasley, okay? Vrabel knows how to get the most out of his players, okay? He's a hands-on coach. He's put hands on his players. That's what he does. And I feel like them bringing in Vic Beasley, John and Mike, seeing some the potential. They like, hey, he has potential. Now, remember, Vic Beasley did have 8 sacks last year, okay? You just don't wake up getting 8 sacks in the NFL, okay? So with him, I don't think his sack numbers will be that high because of it'll be equally spread across the defensive line. You have too much talent on the defensive line to just one person eating, right? Remember, almost our team is built. We don't have a star on our team, okay? We got Derrick Henry on offense. That's the only star, right? But we don't have that, and I think Titans and Troop said this as well. We don't have that star on defense. We don't have that Javon Curse. We don't have that, okay? So John Robin has built this. He's built this team as to be almost, hey, let's do it as a team, y'all. We can't do it as one individual. We all ride as a team. We all gonna fall as a team. So if Vic Beasley, hey, my expectations is super high because we don't sign you to a 1-year, what was it, 10 million? 10 million? No, man. You don't sign Vic Beasley to 1 year, 10 mil, unless you see something in them and see potential, and unless Mike can pull it out of them. So, yeah, my to the roof.
Yep, absolutely. So, Jacques, I see a question on here too, man. I agree, Titans and Truth. It has to be double digits, man, for Vic Beasley. From Corey B, he says, did you guys believe that this is an 1,000-yard receiving year, yard year, or bust for Corey Davis? If not, who do you think we will be looking at next year at wide receiver?
So, and I've talked to you about this, Hawk. Yes. I feel like Corey's going to go off this year, and I'm going to tell you why. And it could be 1,000-yard year for Corey. And it's because of the chemistry. He didn't have chemistry with Tannehill. I would be at the games and I would literally look at Tannehill and I'm like, okay, Corey is wide open. I mean, he off the ball, Corey has chopped up his man and he's gone. And what did Tannehill do? Look AJ Brown's way. So what? And Tannehill has taken accountability there. He's like, we didn't have chemistry. So I'm expecting, especially with everything's going on with the COVID and everything, I'm expecting them two to eventually get together, build chemistry, and that way we can get Corey up to form where he was 2 years ago. Think about it, guys. He had chemistry with Mariota. All right, he almost had 1,000 yards with Mariota. The best catch I seen was when he caught the game-winning touchdown against the Eagles. That was one of the best catches. So I know Corey can do it. It's just the opportunities. Is it there? And I think it is there. Now, do I think John will re-sign him? John is a consistency guy, right? John would have picked up his fifth-year option. Even if Corey goes off, he might not still be here. What about you, Hawk?
1,000 yards. Ladies and gentlemen, 1,000 yards is not an easy thing to do in the NFL, okay? I mean, every year you might have maybe 14 to 15 receivers that get it, so it's not a whole lot where that's just the thing to do, right? Does Corey Davis have the talent to get 1,000 yards? Yes. I mean, you got to look at his productivity in college. He had over 120-something catches his last year, so he can do it. Here's the issue with Corey Davis. We are a running team. Okay, Ryan Tannehill is not, throwing 4,500 yards out there. Okay, we are a running team. So, in saying that, if someone's going to get 1,000, it might not be Corey Davis. Now, can Corey Davis, can he sign a contract after this season? I will say this. I think, man, if Corey Davis gets 1,000 yards and AJ Brown gets 1,000 yards and Derrick Henry runs for 1,500, we're going to the Super Bowl. Okay, we're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl, and we're going to win the Super Bowl, literally. But if that's not the case, if that doesn't happen, okay, say if Corey Davis gets like 900, 800 yards or whatever, I think the Titans, even after this year, will come to him with a particular deal. It might not be as high as he wants, being that he's the fifth pick of the draft, and he might challenge free agency, and I think he's going to get his heart broken. So I think, if anything, he might be back next year on a deal that's, favorable for the team and even maybe for him in his market. So for him to get 1,000 yards, I would probably say I'd go under to say he probably won't. I would hope that he does, but I think it's just, AJ Brown is out there and Derrick Henry's going to run the football. For that to happen, we got to become a passing team. I mean, you think of like Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham both had over 1,000 yards, right? That's a passing team. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at on it. Man.
But it could change.
And then Jonnu Smith too. I mean, Jonnu Smith's going to catch some balls. But Adam Humphries too.
It could change. Like that's the thing. We're a running team now, but it could change because I feel like the Titans have built this team to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They've gotten faster, and they've gotten faster.
Your video's frozen.
Uh-oh. Can you see me?
Your video's frozen.
Uh-oh. Hold on, Hawk.
Yeah, I can see you. It got you on pause right now.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hawk, can you hear me? Hold on. Hey, people, I think I'm the only one on the show. Well, we're going to keep this going until Hawk gets back in here. But, like I was saying, you got to look at the team, guys. You got to look at the team and how the team is built. In the comment section, tell me if you feel like we've gotten faster. If we've gotten faster, press 1, okay? And like I said, I feel like we're building up to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. That's just how our team is built. Also, shout out to Classes Rise Society, man. Shout out. Hey, day one, since he's been subscribed since day one. Also, let's see here. Let's see what we got. Okay, so yeah, okay. So exactly. We've definitely have gotten faster. I mean, you don't go to the AFC Championship for no reason. Literally. No reason. And literally sit there and you're not going to beat that team? No, we're going to be built. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can get Hawk back in here. Hold on. Hold on, people. I done lost my co-host, y'all. right. Let me see if I can get Hawk back in here. All right. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. All right. Let's see. All right. So until we get Hawk back in here, I want to answer some more of these questions. Let's see here what we got. I like that LGRW. AJ Brown, 9 total touchdowns. No, 9 total TDs, including 1 rushing touchdown, 94 yards. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. No, you spot on. You spot on. Let's see. Hey, Titans Upload, my brother. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Technology sucks. I hate technology. So, Corey B, let me see what you're saying. I'm worried about Vrabel coaching defense coordinator. Now, I do agree with that. Oh, man, that's hilarious. That is hilarious, Courtney. That is hilarious. Let me see if I can get Hawk back in here, people. Bear with me. Hold on. Technical difficulties. All right, people. So we getting Hawk back. But no, Corey B, that's a valid point, man. So we talked about this on Titans and Truth show about Vrabel coaching defense. And of course, I get Hawk's opinion on this. But my opinion with that is you're a head coach, okay? Focus on being a head coach. All right? Let a defensive coordinator concentrate on being a defensive coordinator. That's why Dean Pease was able to coach one of the best games I've seen ever when we played the Ravens. I mean, that was a defensive coach game where Dean Pease was remarkable. He stopped Lamar Jackson. You stopped the best run team probably in history. You were able to stop them. And something that tells me too is you're going to be juggling literally. It's like juggling 2 things at once. And you just can't concentrate on one thing. And it's just one of those things. It's like, hey, I want my coach to coach, and I want my defensive coordinator to be a defensive coordinator. I don't want them to be both, unless you are a Bill Belichick and you can do both. But Vrabel, to me, he's not mature enough to be there. So that's a good point, man. That's a good point. And I'm with you, Mr. Tight. I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss him. Dean Pease, man. He was a factor. He was a humongous factor, and it almost scares me because we have the talent on defense. Will we digress? Matter of fact, in the comment section, do you guys think we will digress? Our defense will digress due to us not having a defensive coordinator. Press 1. Press 1. Because it's a possibility that it could happen. It literally could happen. Hold on, guys. Can you hear me? Hold on, people. Okay, perfect. Okay, see, that's what scares me. That's what scares me. That's literally what scares me. Hold on, I'm checking on Hawk to see if Hawk's in here. I think he's almost here. Technology, man. Yeah, he's having a Teddy Riley moment. But yeah, no, definitely. So, Big O, I agree. I do think they will name a D coordinator once we get closer to the season. I don't think Vrabel. Matter of fact, we might pick one up in preseason. I really do. I really do think we'll pick one up in preseason, definitely. Because I mean, you just can't. You know what I mean? Let me see. LGR, does Big Jeff have a Fletcher Cox potential? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Think about it, guys. Okay? Big Jeff did it with a knee brace. He had a knee brace on, okay? He messed his MC. He had a knee brace on and he was balling out. So that knee brace comes off. Yes, he will be Fletcher Cox 2.0. I can see Big Jeff actually getting about 4 or 5 sacks through the middle. What I want Big Jeff to do and work on is stopping the run. That was our big issue on defense last year, was stopping the run. We have to get better at stopping the run. Even though we're playing a lot of pass-heavy teams this year, we have to stop the run. That's what I think. But yes, I do think Big Jeff has Fletcher Cox potential. Yes, he will. Definitely. Jeremiah, let me see. Will D. Henry be the league rusher again next year? Woo, that's a good question. Honestly, I'm going to say probably number 2. He'll be probably number 2 because the league is going to be really checking for Derrick Henry this year, especially the Ravens. Everybody's going to try to stop D. Henry. You know what? Time to take that back. I'm going to say yes. I feel like he will be the lead rusher again because until you stop Henry, until you can stop him, yeah, he's going to keep winning. Definitely. I do think I think he can get the rushing title again this year. But I do think it won't be on a lot of carries. Let me say that because we bought in Arrington, the running back from Appalachian State. So that kind of relieves the pressure off of him. But I do think with Derrick, he's a home run hitter, man, and he can definitely get you. One play and Derrick's gone. So definitely, I do think he has the potential to do it. Let me see. His comments rolling in. 2 RB. D would be better. Simmons year 2. I like it. And you 2 and Fulton steal. Yes, I agree. Logan, I agree. Hey, Fulton is the steal of the draft, man. Where you get him, and where you got him is a steal, man. It is a steal. I mean, you can't get no better at getting him in the second round. He fell to the second round, people. And when we were looking at the draft and we picked Big Isaiah Wilson, I was kind of getting discouraged. I was like, okay, I know they're going to pick a DB, but when are they going to pick a DB? So that was one of my things. But yes, he is the steal of the draft. All right, hold on, people. Hold on. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if we can get Hawk back in here. Let's see. All right, bear with me, people. I'm going to try to get Hawk back in here. Hold on. On mute. Sorry. Trying to get Hawk in here. Hawk will be in here. He's still working on it, but he should be here in a minute. But Al Pierce, that is a good question. Do you think the DC will be Jim Hassel? That is a good question. I hope it's Jim. I hope. That's a good question. I hope. Do I see it? Maybe. But I feel like if we were going to hire a defensive coordinator, we would have did it already. But until then, that's wishful thinking. But I don't know. Let me see. Plan. Okay, good. Hey, I think me and Hawk, actually, Corey B, I think me and Hawk might be going to the B-More game. So if we're going to go there, we definitely do the show at the B-More game. That'll be awesome. Going through these comments. Okay, so Jeremiah, that's another good question. So, that's a good. Will Isaiah be better or good as Conklin? I'm not going to say he's going to live up to how Conklin was when he came in as a rookie, because that was just rare for Conklin to come and be on what he was when he was a rookie. He has the potential, but I feel like Isaiah Wilson has to get more looser with his hips. It's something that I've seen with Isaiah. He's huge. The kid is humongous. And it's one of those things with him being so big, when you have a speedy defensive a right end come around the corner, I don't expect Isaiah to win those battles. And I just feel like Conklin was able to win those battles with Isaiah being so big. Okay. Hold on, people. All right, can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? Press 1 if you can hear me. Press 1 if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Okay, perfect. All right, cool. All right, so to go back to the Isaiah Wilson question, it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be some ups and downs. It's gonna be some bruises. Only thing that I didn't like was the fact that Isaiah, he has to mesh with the offensive line. The problem with the thing about two positions in football where you literally have to be in sync is offensive line and, like I said, DB. When you play DB, you have to communicate. And offensive line is the same exact thing. And if you're not in that one unit and you're moving as one unit, it's going to be hard. And you add a new element to that offensive line that's kind of been gelling for two to 3 years. That's gonna be a tall task. But I mean, he has potential. Do I think he's gonna be as good as Conklin? No. LGR, I like it. Tannehill, 33 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I like that. Better run the Wildcat. I like that too. He did. LGR, you're right. Conklin took a humongous step back. And I think that was due to his injury. When he got injured, man, same with Mariota. I've said this before about Mariota. When Mariota got injured, man, he wasn't the same. When he broke his leg, he wasn't the same, man. He was flying high. And when that injury does something to your psyche. So if anybody's ever played football, and you know when you get injured, it just does something to your psyche. How about Rex Ryan for defensive court? I like that. That'd be pretty dope. They had that energy. That's a lot of energy in one room. Cali boy, I actually do think Nate Davis will actually step up. Let me say this about Nate Davis. Nate Davis had a rocky first couple of games, but as he progressed and as the season progressed, Nate Davis started to get better. In the playoffs, when he played the Kansas City Chiefs, he kind of digressed a little bit. But something that I did like about Nate, and I like this in life, man. When you can improve, as you improve, that means you're getting better. So with Nate, I do think Nate will get better, definitely. But hey, I like it. I like it tighten up low. No, you're right. And then that goes back to an offensive coordinator. I mean, my bad, not offensive coordinator. Offensive tackle. I mean, offensive coach to coach tackles. I mean, you have literally a what was his name? Keith. Was it people? Remind me. He coaches our offensive tackles. We were complaining about him in the beginning of the season. His name is Keith. Man, he's leaving me. Let me see. Derrick Henry will still be. Yep, I like it. Yeah, no, I agree. All right, and also, people, let's get the likes up. I'm still waiting on Keith Carter. Titans and Truth, Keith Carter. Oh, my God. Keith Carter coaching offensive tackles, man, no, they don't know. And that's why you can't develop like that. That's why the offensive line can't gel like that. And it's one of those things, man. You have to, if I'm a DB, if I'm a defensive back, not being biased, I want to be coached by a defensive back. I want to be coached by Deion Sanders. I want to learn. Not getting coached by tight ends, a tight ends coach. No, that doesn't work for me. Yeah, keep Butler. Okay, nice. So, guys, let me ask you this, and you can post your answers in the comment section. Christian Fulton, stats. What do you think his rookie stats are going to be this year? Throw some numbers. It don't matter. And I'm going to hit up Hawk here. And I'll give you my answer here after I see some more comments here. And he was the steal of the draft, guys. He was the steal of the draft. Okay, so it's starting to come in. Let me see. So Jeremiah, 10 interceptions. Wow, that's wishful thinking, my friend. But hey, I hope he gets 10 interceptions. AZ says 4 INTs. Courtney says 1. Okay. Corey B says 60 tackles, 3 INTs. I like it. I like it. 6 interceptions from B. Okay. Okay. So we averaging about 4 to 6 interceptions. Okay. So with Fulton, it's something that I do like about Fulton. And when you go back and watch tape, and so Music City guy, 5, okay, second year in a row, Titans got to steal it. Hey, James, to your point, I think it's 3 years in a row the Titans have gotten a steal. Because to me, I feel like when we got Corey and Adore in the first round, that was a steal. Last year when we got Rashawn Evans, Landry, we got a steal. And this year we got, man, John is a genius, man. But Christian knows how to mirror receivers very well, and he has tremendous speed, okay? So that's something that stood out to me first was his speed. And I was like, okay, I like his speed. Second thing that stood out to me is the kid knows how to get his head around when the ball is in the air, something that our DBs struggle with. They struggle with getting their head around when it's time to make an interception. I know, Titans of Truth, we talked about this on the show last night, man, when it comes to Adore sometimes has an issue with that. If he would have just turned his head in a split second, it would have been an interception. But something I feel like with Christian, and I'm in agreement with you guys, I think he would have at least about 3 to 4 interceptions this year. That's just what I'm observing. And something too, he has a lot of PBs, a lot of pass breakups. So that's something, if we can take those pass breakups and turn those into interceptions, we have us a shutdown corner, man. We haven't had a shutdown corner really shutdown corner since Samari Rose. So that's the good old days. Let me see. I agree. Hey, LG, that's the most important stat. There you go. And Logan Simmons was a steal. People, I remember when we got Simmons, a lot of Titans fans were upset. But when we got Simmons, man, I was for it. I was like, we got Simmons. That's a steal at 18, man. You don't get a top 5 defensive tackle at 18. And for what he was able to do when he came in at the latter part of the season was amazing. So no, that was definitely a steal. So Mighty Hydra 24 asks, is John Robinson a top 5 GM in the NFL? In my opinion, he's top 3. Yes, John Robinson was able to come in, take a franchise that was on the decline, make a couple of trades when we traded for DeMarco Murray, got the multiple draft picks. And if you notice, and you can press 1 in the comment section, if you've noticed that majority of our success is coming from our rookies, from Derrick Henry, from it was Jack Conklin, which we did get rid of, to Adore Jackson, to A.J. Brown, to Jeffrey Simmons, to Jayon Brown, to Rashawn Evans. I can keep naming them. But I feel like John Robinson, in my opinion, not top 5, man, top 3. By a long stretch, he's top 3. And you're correct. And John Robinson we trust because he's been able to do things that any competent GM should be able to do. And he knows how to will and deal, man. So Logan, do you think we will get Jadeveon Clowney and where was Logan? Okay. So we've been on the Jadeveon Clowney train for a while. And me and Hulk have talked about this. And yes, I do think we will get JD. Man, JD has turned down a contract from the Cleveland Browns. It's one they offered him it sounded like they offered him $1 million, like literally. Like I probably offered him like a 24 million a million deal. So yes, I do still think we will get JD. It won't happen right now. I feel like once I've said this before. Once pending a physical, once I feel like the Titans are more comfortable with him and how he is physically, I feel like the Titans are probably willing to open up the pocketbook a little bit more. But in my confidence level, yes, I do think we will get JD. So Sarah says the Broncos are coming for you guys. Hey, we will see. Hey, we're gonna see. We're gonna see how that goes, man. It's the Casey game. Who is the most underrated player on the team? That's a good question. That is a good question. To me, the most underrated player on the team that does not get enough respect, in my opinion, that's Jayon Brown. Jayon Brown he's the most underrated player on the team. He's the most underrated linebacker in the league, man. He does not get respect at all, man. To me, what Jayon has been able to come in and do as a fifth round pick, and how he's making plays. He has the speed, he has the tenacity, he has the fight. I mean, when Jayon went down, if you guys noticed, when Jayon went down in the playoffs, man, I got nervous. I literally got nervous. I said, okay, Jayon Brown is down. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Luckily, the kid number 41 was able to step up in his place and not be a big drop off. But to me, it's Jayon Brown. That's a good question, Jeremiah. Hey, people, put your most underrated player in the comments, man. I would love to see this. Right, Bronco who? I like that. After he wins the Super Bowl, he would be the best team. Yep, I agree. I think he will get us a Super Bowl, Logan. I really do think John Robinson is building his team up to. He's built this team up to not just win a playoff game, but win a Super Bowl. Guys, think about it. We went to the AFC Championship game, okay, and we did it at 9-7, and we did it with what we had to work with. Imagine if Delanie Walker was playing, people. Imagine if Delanie Walker was playing. How far we would have went. We probably would have won the Super Bowl. Titans O-line will not be able to hold up. Okay, we will see. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Hey, tighten up low. You're right. Broncos O-line is a train wreck. I agree. Hey, Mr. Tighten. Hey, Kern, I agree. But Kern makes Pro Bowls. I feel like Jayon. I feel like Jayon deserves a Pro Bowl. Hey, LGR, hey, get the thumbs up. We need the thumbs up. Greg Joseph, that's funny. Oh, tight on that. It's hilarious. Do you like the new playoff format? Do I like the new playoff format? Yes and no, okay? No, because it makes it easier for teams that are literally 9-8 to get in the playoffs, and I feel like it's just a one and done. But two, it's like a double-fold question. Two, no. One, no, I don't. And yes, I do, because the Titans will be in the playoffs every year. If we even finish 10-7, we're in the playoffs. We finish 9-7, we're in the playoffs. So it's a double-edged sword. It's like it's good for us, but it also sucks for just any team that can just kind of sneak in there. Like literally, it almost gets that point where you allow a wild card team to actually just like a team that you just never expected to get in the playoffs. You're like, okay, wow. So yeah, okay. So my co-host, his internet is down, so we'll go a little bit longer and then we'll get up out of here. Oh man. So Jam might be J-Rod's best pick ever. James, that's that's a good point. That's a good point. Jayon top 5. Yep, I agree. Byard, I like that. I feel like, but man, he's been there day one, man. Day one. The Steelers of Dennis Kelly. Yeah, hey, the Dennis Kelly trade was amazing. And I like Dennis Kelly because Dennis Kelly is so versatile. He's definitely versatile. So Rizzo Vegas, that's interesting. Isaiah Mack. So I'm gonna tell you, I do like Isaiah Mack. You know, actually, he kind of reminds me of Casey, man. He's about Casey's size, but he's very powerful at the point of attack. I feel like a lot of these guys that we have don't get enough playing time to actually showcase what they can do. It's almost like the Roberson. Roberson, man, he came in and he was getting pressure on the quarterback. Couldn't get sacks, but he was getting pressure on the quarterback. So he was playing like a wild man, man. It was amazing. Hey, we win the Super Bowl, man. I don't know. I would lose my mind, man. Hooker, hey, Big O. I feel like Hooker is going to have a big year this year, man. Hooker was very underrated at Iowa, man. He was a ball hawk at Iowa. So let's see what we got here. The Bronco lover, hey, spam it up, man. Tighten up, spam it up. So LGR, okay, let's see. So you said personally you think Cam Wake was a bigger loss than Walker. Yeah, I feel like Cam was able to contribute, but I think he's on his ladder. He's on his downtrend in his career. And with him getting injured like that, I think it hurt him a lot. I just wish, man, I would have loved to see Delanie go out in a different way, man, versus what he was and how he went out with his injury. I would love to, man. I'm telling you guys, if we would have had Delanie this year and he was healthy, just imagine the weapons that's an extra weapon Tannehill would have had. That's literally an extra weapon. Matter of fact, I don't think Mariota probably would have lost his job because that was Mariota's blanket, was Walker. So let's see. Let's read some of these comments here. I love Byard too. Drafted. Okay. Let's see. He said, I don't have any hate for the Titans. Okay, so are you a Broncos fan, Sherry? That's a good question. No hate. Okay. Is the Ravens a bit overrated? So, you say this about the Ravens. The Ravens are gearing up to beat us. And that's what they want. They were embarrassed by us in the playoffs. They were supposed to go to the Super Bowl. But when me and Hulk broke the Ravens down, they have holes in their games. I'm not going to say they're overrated, but they can be beat. I mean, Cleveland put a whooping on them last year. And Lamar Jackson, I like Lamar Jackson. The problem I have with Lamar Jackson, he's a one-trick pony. And the Titans exposed that last year. Even though he threw for 500-something yards, the Titans still exposed it. He overthrew some players. He underthrew some players. So what that tells me is your game has been exposed a little bit, right? So now it's like, hey, we got the formula to beat them. Only thing we have to do is figure out how we can take that same formula and play them when we play them again this year. And the same thing. Let's see. What is the biggest? Okay, hold on. That's a good question, Mike Hydra. What is the biggest trap game in the upcoming schedule? Biggest trap game. Woo, that's a good question. That is a good question. I'm going to say, and I'm not even going to say, I was going to say the Colts, but I mean, that's what we do. We split with the Colts. I'm going to say the Steelers. Because the Steelers, let me say this about the Steelers. The people look at the Steelers and they be like, oh, they don't have Big Ben. They're not doing nothing. No, the Steelers have the pedigree, they have the culture, and they have the defense, okay? They, like I said before, they almost made it to the playoffs with like several backup quarterbacks. So to me, if I'm going to look at a trap game, it'll be the Steelers games because I just feel like the Titans will go in there with that confidence of, hey, we can literally beat anybody. But you still have to be careful because it's the Steelers at the end of the day. And when last time we played the Steelers, we got embarrassed. We got embarrassed. I mean, Adoree, that was almost. Now I'm not gonna say the Colts game was his worst game, but that was his second worst game. I mean, Antonio Brown, he embarrassed us, man. It looked awful. So let's see. Let's see here. Going through these comments here, they're coming in pretty fast too. Let's see. I like it. Okay. So Logan says most overrated team: Ravens, Kansas City, or the Browns. Wow, that's an easy one. The Browns. The Browns to me are the most overrated team. Now, I'm gonna tell you, Logan, why I say the Browns. The Browns have the talent, but it also goes back to coaching. The coaching of the Browns. You had Freddie Kitchens out there coaching Odell Beckham, Landry, Baker Mayfield. When you have those egos in one room, I mean, that's a lot of egos in one room, people. You have to figure out a coach that can control that and can manage that. And something where I feel like the Browns' egos and their emotions got the best of them at times. And that's why they were losing some games, because we know I love Odell Beckham to death, but we know when he gets frustrated, his game is off. I mean, if I'm a DB, I'm rubbing my hands like this, and I can just say something crazy and get in your head, and you're done for the rest of the game. Literally done for the rest of the games. So to me, it's the Browns. I mean, just the Browns have the talent, but they just can't seem to put the talent together. And to me, the Browns remind me of when the Jags had the same talent. I mean, their team was loaded. I mean, it was an amazing team when they had that defense. They went to the AFC Championship. The problem with the Jags was they're emotional. They're a very emotional team. And we've seen that now the Jags are dismantled. So I feel like the Browns have a small window to win the AFC North, to get to the playoffs. And I'm not even going to say a Super Bowl, but at least get to the playoffs. I mean, they were like, 8-8 last year? So I say the Browns, man. Most of us were hating. Yeah, that's true. A lot of people were hating on the Kelly trade. They didn't like the Kelly trade. DGB. Can Delanie still play? That's a good question. I mean, he's still a free agent. Hey, Hawk! Hawk is back. People, we had storms. We're having rain here in Tennessee and Nashville.
We are, man.
So
it sucks.
I can blame that on him. But hey,
now I know how Teddy Riley feels.
Hey, shout out to you, man.
Dude, oh boy. Oh, Comcast got it, man, when I called them jokers. Woo! They cut my service on immediately. Yes, God,
Hey,
yeah,
Hawk,
boy.
Hawk, man,
Thanks for holding it down, man.
hey, no problem, man. I had to hold it down, but I mean, he got some good questions rolling in, bro. A lot of good questions rolling in. Um, I actually got left off on a question that I want to
Okay.
get your opinion on too.
My internet had to quarantine. It was in quarantine, as somebody said. That's hilarious, man. Golly.
So
Ugh.
BVG901 says, can Delanie Walker still play?
Ladies and gentlemen, no, I don't think so. I mean, I'm not a doctor, you know. I just think if he could, he would. I think he would be signed by somebody. You know, you're looking at a top five productive tight end over the past 10 years. So I think if he's healthy enough, he would be on somebody's team. Now, what I would say, he might not be ready now, but maybe
Right.
at some point in time during the season, because dude is a beast physically. You know, he might get himself healthy enough to play. But ladies and gentlemen, let's not act like he's not 37 years old. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, look at Cameron Wake, right? He got hurt one time, next thing you know, he was done. So he's kind of long in the tooth, that they say down in the south, right? So I would love to have 82 back. 82 has been my favorite receiver for the Titans since we've been here. He's one of my favorite Titans of all time.
Mm-hmm.
As I mentioned to you, Jacques, man, Delanie Walker had a big with my children several years ago with a community service. He came down and spoke to them, man, gave them free backpacks, and I have the backpack now.
Right.
It's my workout backpack because they've got some newer backpacks. But uh, Delanie Walker, I think his time is done right now, man. I mean, he had a bad injury. I mean, he broke his leg, man. He broke it in half, and it
Yep.
wasn't. He's not 22 years old.
Right.
So,
No, no,
yeah, yeah.
I
And
agree.
fans, I'm sorry, y'all, that happened. I mean, it is what it is. I apologize, Jacques. Thanks for holding it down. As you
Absolutely.
know, man, I'm very particular on things, man. I'm sitting there like, God, that's crazy, but man, I appreciate
So
it, man.
Jeremiah, this is a man. Hey Jeremiah, you bringing the heat tonight, bro. You bringing the heat. So he asked, does Tannehill continue to be good, or will he revert to when he was in Miami?
Wow.
Ooh, ooh,
Um, I think he'll be good, man. I think that I don't see him dropping off too much. I mean, I don't know if he'd be as good as last year, but I think he'll be more Titan Tannehill than Dolphin Tannehill. Okay, I think that he's around better players. I mean, he's got arguably the best running back, behind him in the backfield. He has AJ Brown. He has the tools for success around him, good coaching and things like that. If there's an issue, is if our offensive line doesn't step up and
right.
block, right? So I think if he gets hit a whole lot, then they might change the dynamics for him. But I think for what you saw last year, I think you'll see again this year. I think it wasn't a fluke, man. He played enough games to be like, this dude is pretty good, man.
So with Tannehill, I think I hope he doesn't revert back to his Dolphins form. I honestly think that with the players that we have around him and the pieces that we have around him, I think he will be better than what he was when he was with the Dolphins. The thing
Yep.
that kind of concerned me was when we played Kansas City. I seen some flashes of the Dolphins, some flashes, but I feel like that's just the chemistry issue. And I like, okay, hey, it's cold. We playing in the AFC Championship, some nerves come into play. But
Yep.
I would like to see him sling the ball a little bit and throw it around a little bit. But to revert back to the Dolphins, Tannehill, nah. Now he has too
Nah.
many weapons. I mean, he has the king back there. He has Darrington Evans. I mean, he has AJ Brown. He has Corey Davis. He has Humphreys. I mean, he has talent. He has John Newell. So he has
Yep.
enough talent. I mean, if you can't, I kind of wish. Let me say this. I kind of wish Mariota was able to be more successful with this team and with the talent that this team had. But we know how that goes. But I mean, we on the Tannehill train now, so we'll ride with Tannehill. So
Yep. Yep. So I see Corey B. This is a great question. So what player has the most to prove this year? I'm gonna tell you this. That's a good question and an easy answer.
easy.
He wears number 84. It's
Yep.
Corey Davis. He's got the. It's
It
him
is.
100%. The opportunity will be there for him. He's a starting receiver. He'll be him and AJ Brown. He will have opportunities to succeed. It's just a matter of can he do it. Again, ladies and gentlemen, he was the fifth pick of the draft.
Yep.
And it's not his fault. He wasn't like, hey, y'all, hey, this is what I did. He got picked in that spot because we needed a wide receiver at that spot at that time, and that's okay. But he's in a contract year here. I mean, he's got to show up and show out. It's on him. If
Right.
he does well, ladies and gentlemen, if he gets that 1,000 yards that we're hoping he's getting, I'm telling you, with AJ Brown, with Jonnu Smith, Adam Humphries, Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, our defense, we're going to go very far in the playoffs. Corey Davis is the main cog in this whole thing. He steps up, we're going to go places that we didn't go last year because that opens up the offense even more. Even when you add the rookie Darrington Evans, our offense can have a dynamic that we didn't have last year, and that's speed. Now with Corey Davis, as me and Jacques have seen in many games where he has struggles in getting open and things like that. But there's something that Corey Davis can do. It's two things. He can block very well, and then he can catch.
Mhm.
Corey Davis can catch the football. And when he catches the ball, just like A.J. Brown and even Jonnu Smith, they're hard to tackle. He can
Mhm.
get it together. Corey Davis can be a problem. But the pressure is on 84. CD 84 is on you, bro. What about for you, Jacques?
84 all day. I mean, he has a lot to prove. You don't go from having what 2 years ago having almost 900,000 yards per season and then digress. No, that
Right.
doesn't happen. I mean, and like I said once before, is you have to use him right. And I feel like Arthur Smith will dial up something to where Corey Davis is used right. I mean, Corey Davis rookie season, I've seen him make one of the best catches when we played the Raiders. And it was
Yep.
a jump ball, and Corey, I mean, literally snatched it out the air inbounds. And I said, no, he has the potential to do it. It's just you've said this before. When he goes against CB1, he falls back in the trees like Homer Simpson on that meme. Literally, he's in the
He'd be
tree.
like, he'd be like this. He'd be like,
Exactly. Exactly. So when I look at CB, no, they didn't pick up your fifth year option for a reason, bro. And that's because you're not being consistent and you're not proven. And you have to get consistent. Honestly, man, I mean, if he balls out, like you said, man, we going far, dog. Like
yeah,
we
we are.
far.
We are.
Matter of fact, shout out to Titan Anderson, bro. What's
Titan
up?
Anderson, what's going on, bro?
Yeah.
What's happening, man?
So we got another question here from Big O. And
All right.
this is a good question, man. And then like I said, well,
I see you, Classic Ride Society.
before I get to Big O's question, I want to let me go. We're gonna get to you, Big O, in a minute. Cali boy, because I know you posted your question after the last question. He says, "Do you think an empty stadium will hurt us?"
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. The Titans as a team, they're not really a highly emotional team. They're coached very well. They seem to ride for each other pretty well. It's not a lot of, difficult personalities on the team. No, I don't think so. I don't think it'll bother them at all. I mean, there are some games in the Titan Stadium. There was more Road fans than Titan fans, right? So no, I don't think it's a big thing to them. I think if anything, they actually might do better in that regard because again, they're an even tempered team, and you might have some teams that get juiced off the crowd, the atmosphere, and the Titans. The way that we play football, we're not going to risk and do crazy things. We're going to run the ball first and foremost, and then throw the ball later. And so because of that offense, because of how they are, and even on defense, we're not a scatterbrained team. I think we'll be okay, man. I don't see it being an issue. No.
So only thing is energy. When it comes to having a crowd at the stadiums, they give you that energy. If it's the away fans, the home fans, but I mean, with the Titans being like you said, a well coached team, their head is in the game and they kind of block out certain things. And I would love to see more Titans fans at the game. I mean, I get tired of seeing opposing fans. I understand. I mean, you can watch the game at home when you're comfortable in your own home, air conditioner, the heat. Not be out there in the hot or the freezing weather, but definitely, man, it won't hurt us. It'll be fans in the stadium, but I mean, hopefully it
Yeah.
continues throughout the season. But we'll see. Now,
Yeah.
Big O, we're gonna go to Big O's question. This is a good question.
Okay.
Do you think our locker room is strong enough for Antonio Brown? Headache aside, the brother
Wow.
is talented and can be the difference. I mean, someone is going to sign him. So
Man.
that's a headache. Okay,
Yes,
a headache. That is a
it
headache.
is. Yeah. So, as you all saw when Antonio Brown, I know it was just one game when he played with Tom Brady. Tom Brady had the biggest smile on his face that I've seen in 5 years. He's like, "Oh, I got somebody I can throw the ball to," right? And not only that, Antonio Brown is unbelievable. I mean, talent wise, one of the best receivers we've had over the past 20 years. He catches everything, runs great routes. He's given the Titans fits when we played him. I just like, wow, we can't stop 84. The last time we played him, he had 3 touchdowns. There's nothing we could do about it. That was in Pittsburgh, and the fans let us have it. It's like, are y'all gonna stop Brown out here? I was like, no, I don't think so. And not tonight. So, what I would want to add him, would he add? Would it be a good mix? man, a lot of times, man, hey, cats and tigers don't change stripes, right? I mean, he would, I think it would mess up the chemistry. I think we have enough leadership to say, hey, man, you chill out now, or you get on out of here. I think we have that. But do we want to bring that? You know what I'm saying? That would be the question. And Antonio Brown's been out a year, so I don't know how much, coming in. He's in his 30s now, so I would I would probably not bring him in at this point, man. No, I don't think they would even consider that, to be honest with you.
Right. Would I bring him in? No. Do I think we can handle him? I think we can. Just how John Robinson and Mike Vrabel is, I feel like they can handle the headache. And I feel like I know our team is built off team first guys, right? I feel like we're built off of that white collar football. You see what I'm saying? So that football where everybody's going to work as a team, not one individual. But do I feel like we're gonna pick him up? Nah, we ain't picking him up.
No, not at all.
Do I think he can be handled in the locker room? I do think he can be handled in the locker room. Just the fact that Vrabel he's a leader of men. I mean, Vrabel, he commands a presence, and that's something that I like about Vrabel. Vrabel is able to get the best out of you. And the thing about Antonio Brown is, I mean, the cat is crazy, man, and he needs to be humbled. And you need to get on here and get back up in this league, man. So he'd probably do anything to play football. So
yep.
Definitely.
Yeah, I see a question from Comic God. I think it's a good question too. You guys are throwing us some good questions.
Man,
we appreciate it, man.
Hey, how you been gone, man? They've been throwing them, dog. They've been throwing
That's
them.
good. And we got New Mexico in the house. We see Bowski and Pro Black Purnell from Mississippi. Hey, what's up, y'all? What's going down? What's happening? So the question he has is, which former Titan will have a better season with their new team? Marcus Mariota with the Raiders, Tajay Sharp with the Vikings, or Jarrell Casey with the Broncos? What's your answer on that? I have my answer. I'm ready for that one. What do you think, man?
I think Jarrell's going to have a humongous season with the Broncos. I mean, their defensive line is almost off. It's already amazing. I mean, you got Chubb, you got my boy 58, Von Miller. You just add Casey to it. You got Simmons, the safety in the back. You got number 21 from the Jags, Boye. I mean, yeah, Casey's going to – it just allows him to eat even more. I mean, he's going to eat. So, for me, it's Casey. What about you?
Right, no question. And shout out to Jameson Mesa, too. You asking a lot of good questions. I would say, man, I think that's, no questions, Jarrell Casey. Tajay Sharp, maybe – because of the fact, they only have the one receiver in oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Adam Thielen with the Vikings. And then they drafted, the guy that I wanted, Justin Jefferson, who's a rookie, so he's unproven. So I think starting out, Tajay Sharp will be the number 2 receiver. So Tajay Sharp will have more of an opportunity with the Vikings than he did with the Titans. It's just a matter of, can he make it happen? Because the Vikings do throw the ball. The Vikings throw the ball. Kirk Cousins throw the ball. So Tajay Sharp could, I think Jarrell Casey, but I'm going to say Tajay Sharp will at least early have the opportunity to prove himself,
Now, my thing about him, I'm seeing comments about Mariota. I feel like if you put Mariota in the right system and if you let him play his game, I've always said this about Mariota, let him play his game. I feel like we've taken his ability to let him play his game. We took it away, okay? We turned him to something. To me, if he's Lamar Jackson, then he can throw better. You see what I'm saying? Let him play his game. And if you let him play his game, Mariota will be successful. But he just has to take his job car.
Exactly. That's the challenge. He has to take him. And I mean, it's not like Derek Carr's some all pro, right? It's not like he can't have his job taken. I think that's probably why they brought Mario to say, we're not just that sold on this guy quite yet. Let's bring in some competition. But as you mentioned, it really depends on the offense that they have and things like that. And the offense that they run in Oakland, they kind of play like us in a way. They run first and throw. So, they'll have to open up the offense. Mariota, for me, is just he has to build that confidence in himself to say, look, though I broke my leg. And I think when he broke his leg against Jacksonville, that changed everything for him. Okay. Also with his arm injury, with him pulling, his nerve. I mean, that's a huge injury. So if those things could be ironed out, Mariota could do well because Mariota won a lot of football games here. I think his challenge would be to just play. So we're saying an immediate impact. He's coming in he's not going to be a starter. Casey's a starter. Tajay Sharp is a starter. So yeah.
Right. So Jeremiah had another good question. He said, "Will AJ Brown be the same conversation as D Hop in coming years?"
Man, that's saying a lot, y'all. I don't think y'all might not realize how good DeAndre Hopkins is. Is playing at a Hall of Fame level. He keeps playing the way he's going to play. He's going to be just like Andre Johnson. He's going to make the Hall of Fame. Andre Johnson ain't made it yet, but he'll make it. That's saying a lot. But you're looking at two different receivers. You know, D Hop is a 6'4", 6'5" receiver, plays more of an X position. You know, where at times AJ Brown is, not as tall. He's more of a big, powerful receiver. So I don't know, like, if you could compare them per se. He's got some ways to go. Like AJ Brown's unbelievable. Don't get me wrong, as a rookie, but to be consistent, we'd have to see it. That's a tough question. It's a tough
So
question.
for me, I do think he can eventually get there because of his work ethic. Okay. You don't come in as a rookie catching 1,000. I mean, that's 1,000 yards, man. I think they said he broke a record for catching like I think under 100 balls, but got 1,000 yards. That's I think it was like 84 balls. So, and when he said in the offseason that he catches 1,000 balls a day, that tells
Yeah.
me that you're trying to get on his idol is a Julio Jones. He wants to
Yep.
be more like Julio than D Hop. So I can see him being more of a Julio Jones. And I feel like and I've said this last year with Antonio AJ Brown, is AJ Brown was a rookie. He still has a lot to learn. The game was moving like this for him. The game has slowed down in his second year, guys. When it comes to doing certain movements, certain techniques, he's going to get better. So with that said, I eventually do think AJ Brown can be our like D Hop.
Yes.
But definitely, I just like I said, I compare him more to Julio versus D Hop. But yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do, yes.
AJ Brown is a beast, man. Like
Yeah.
when I mean as far as them being different, AJ Brown breaks tackles. D Hop is more of a route runner, jump ball type of a receiver. AJ Brown is a powerful receiver.
Right.
Might be the strongest receiver. I'm gonna say this: he is the strongest receiver in the league. When he gets his
Man.
hands on the football, I mean,
Mhm.
Corey Davis is in that mix too. When you talk about powerful
Oh,
receivers,
right.
I catch the ball. You're not gonna, the first person not gonna tackle me. I don't care who it is, right? And so that's what I really like about AJ Brown, man. He goes for it, man. AJ Brown's gonna have a great season next year, man. I'm
So
telling you.
tighten up low. Yes, he did work out with Jerry Rice. So that's another point.
Mississippi,
That's a good
Mississippi.
point. That,
Yep.
I mean, he worked out with the one of the greatest receivers ever. So yes, you're going to learn techniques and things from those specific receivers. And LGRW, yes, 84 targets. Okay, he only had 50 receptions, 50 receptions and 1,000 yards.
Yep.
That's
Breaking tackles.
breaking tackles,
Breaking
and he
tackles.
was a deep threat too. He was a deep
Yep.
threat too.
He
That's something
was. He was.
that
He
people
was.
that look at AJ and be like, he ain't a deep threat. Oh, test him, try him.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I agree, man. So let's see. It says here, Logan Colbert said he'll be the best tight end receiver of all time. I hope so, man. He
I
he
think he
he's
will.
headed that direction. He's headed
Yeah.
in that direction. He really is.
So
Let's see.
Jeremiah had a question. Oh, no. Yeah, Jeremiah had a question. He said, would Darrington compliment Henry's play?
Yes,
Yes.
absolute great question, Jeremiah. Absolutely. I really think, man, in the draft, man, I'm gonna tell you all, Darrington Evans was unbelievably productive in college. He was top 5 in the nation in all-purpose yards as a running back. You look at a guy that's 4'4" guy, 5'11", 205, 210. He's a speed guy. He can catch the ball. He can return kicks. He can play special teams. So we ran Derrick Henry a whole lot last year. We tried to get Dion Lewis in the mix, but Dion Lewis was nowhere to be found. So that's why he's been shipped out to New York. Now, Darrington Evans will have an opportunity to compliment. Yes, if he comes in and he plays like a Jamal Charles with the Derrick Henry, boy, the league is in trouble.
In
There,
trouble.
and then that gives Derrick Henry some rest because, like for me, I'm not a proponent of beating a running back down. You look at Sean Alexander's of the world, right? You look at even DeMarco Murray's, right? Guys that got ran to the ground. And with Derrick Henry, that's what I hope doesn't happen for him. And so
Right.
now you got a running back that can sort of spell him some carries, right? And if
Right.
he does a great job, boy, I mean, it's gonna be like lightning and thunder, thunder and lightning, everything, man, for real.
Definitely. Like
Yep.
you said,
Yep.
man, Darrington is our lightning. And I just when I watch tape on him, man, his straight end speed is amazing. I mean,
Yep.
the kid is fast. I mean, we get his one cut, he's gone. So I definitely think so. Cali boy had a good question. He said, "Do you think Humphreys will make a difference this year?" Ooh, that's a good question.
Yes, he will. He will. Um, Adam Humphries had a lot of injuries last year, and it impacted him overall. And he missed several games. Absolutely, he will, man. And if he has a big season, we're gonna go a long way as well because they're gonna put a lot of attention now on AJ
Yeah,
Brown as a
Brown, yeah.
sophomore, right? The second year is always a test. Second and third year is always a test for you if you have a fire rookie season. And so he's going to garner a lot of attention. Corey Davis is, and so is Jonnu
Mhm.
Smith. So Adam Humphrey's going to be running down like, "Hey, I'm open. Throw me
Right,
the ball." Adam
right.
Humphries will, yes, he'll be a much better player this year than he was last year. This is his second year, getting into the groove of Ryan Tannehill. He had that experience, say, with Marcus Mariota in the preseason. Now he's coming into the season with Ryan Tannehill. Absolutely,
Right, right.
absolutely,
No, I
yes,
agree. Like you said, that they takes the pressure off of AJ. I mean, they're gonna. I mean, Humphreys had a good game against Kansas City. Think about it. He was one of
he
the
did.
receivers that was making plays and catching balls. So definitely, Humphreys is going to. The injury kind of set him back a little bit, but I feel like he's hungry enough to come in here. Hey, I'm the slot receiver. It's not going to be taken away from me. So definitely,
Yes, I see.
metal.
Yeah, Metal
Yeah, go ahead.
Madness 66. He says, guys, in your opinion, did we address the pass rush enough in the draft and in free agency? For you, Jacques, what you got?
Uh No, no. I mean, we did good at filling depth, good depth players. But like I said,
Yep.
once we get Clowney, I feel
Yep.
like it'll be the icing on top. We got players that will allow Landry to get loose. It'll allow Correa to get loose. It'll allow Vic Beasley to get loose. But do I think we addressed it? Nah. What about you, Hawk?
Totally agree, man. Nope, nope. Until we sign Clowney, then yes, let's revisit that question, and then my answer would be yes,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yes, we got Vic Beasley. We've added that component. We still need another player of the stature of a Jadeveon Clowney. Vic Beasley, though he had a great rookie season, he fell off his last two seasons. So we have
Right.
to really see what he can bring. I can't just say, "Oh yeah, we're good. We got Vic Beasley. We're good. No problem."
Oh
Nope,
no.
can't say that. So
Okay.
yeah. So
Mm-mm.
nope, nope.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Jeremiah said, "Could Jonnu Smith fill Delanie Walker's shoes?"
Ooh, woo! You
That's
asking
some
a
big
lot there,
shoes.
buddy.
That's some
All
big
right, so
shoes.
okay, so here's my answer to that. I got an answer for that. Okay, now I'm gonna say no because I think Delanie Walker is a better receiver than John as far as like catching, uh, you know, probably more of a better route runner. We know his awareness is better. Jacques, you and I have discussed at times where Jonnu Smith
He's a
struggled with
launch.
knowing plays. You guys have to really look like at the game and kind of see what we're saying. You could clearly see at times that Jonnu struggles in that regard. But I'm gonna tell you this though. He has an opportunity to be as productive because he has a lot of the same abilities. Man, I'm gonna tell you this: Jonnu Smith in the league, in my opinion, is the best
Fast.
running tight end in the
Yeah.
league. You guys saw when he was playing running back damn near, right? He was running. I was like, he looked like Bo Jackson out there playing tight end. So he has the ability. He made one of the best catches I've ever seen last year with the one-handed catch in the end zone. So the ability is there. He just has to be consistent because there'll be some games he might have 6 catches. Next game he has 0 catches. Delanie Walker was consistent. That's the difference. And we asked more of Delanie Walker. So I would say that if I'm going to say that Jonnu Smith could, we ask more of Delanie Walker than say Jonnu because Jonnu has better players around him. But man, to say he's got to be more consistent, man.
No, you said you took the words right out of me. You know that's my biggest key with this team, man, is consistency. I've talked about this last year. I talked about this the previous year. Once Jonnu shows me that he can be a more well-rounded tight end, he's more consistent like Delanie, then yes. But for now, no, he's going to continue to play his role and make big. I think his big playability will go up this year.
Yeah,
Versus, I mean, the play that the catch that he caught when we played the Ravens was amazing. So his big playability, yes. Him to being the next Delanie, no. I mean, he's fast, but he'll just have to. I mean,
yeah,
it's only one Delanie, man.
right.
I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss
Me
Delanie.
too. And I'm gonna tell you something, y'all. If Delanie had the same productivity with the Niners as he did with the Titans before he got here, or even if he played his whole career with the Titans and the same productivity, we're talking about a Hall of Fame tight end. When you
Mm-hmm.
look at his stats, he led us like 5 years in a row in receiving as a tight end, averaging like 80 to 90 catches a year at tight end. Okay. So he definitely was on his way there. The years of the 49ers hurt his overall stats because he was just a blocker and he played on special teams. He gets here and he's acting like Tony Gonzalez out there. So Delanie was unbelievable here with us, man. He's actually one of my favorite Titans of all time.
Me too. Me too, man. I love
82 was a
Delanie.
beast, man. 82 was a beast. We call you by your number, man. You got some respect from us, man.
Hey, yes,
Yep.
yes, yes, yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
Let me see here.
Let's
Uh,
see.
yeah.
What's up, Jamie Holloway? What's happening? Let's see here. Okay.
Expectations for Ferguson. Ooh, that's a good question.
Good question. What you got on that, Jacques, with
Ferguson,
Ferguson?
let me say this.
ASAP Ferg, as they call him.
Ferguson can catch. Okay, that's one thing that I love about Ferguson.
Yes.
Ferguson can catch. That one play when we played the Texans and the fluke, and he got. I mean, it was just an impact play, and the ball popped out, and I don't want to say it was Cunningham or I forgot who took it back to the house. But no, my expectations for Ferguson, his role on this team is going to go up. Matter of fact, he might be the number 2 tight end coming into the season, literally. And I actually like seeing Ferguson in different packages because of his catchability. I mean, Ferguson is he's a prototypical tight end. I mean, he literally knows how to box out people and catch. And I mean, when we 3rd and 3, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 5, Ferguson, you know he's there and he's going to catch the ball. So definitely. I mean, and that's something I like about Ferguson. He's consistent. Like I said, that's what I love if I'm gonna build a player, first thing I'm gonna put on him is he's consistent at something. I don't care if he's consistent in jumping off sides. I don't care if he's consistent running backwards. He's consistent at something. So yes. Ferguson, yeah, I definitely
absolutely. So for those that watched The Last Dance, that chronicled the Chicago Bulls, the one thing that I noticed from every player, even at that time when it was happening, I remember 100%. Everyone played their role and didn't play outside of their role. So when you look at Ferguson, that's exactly what he does. Ferguson catches everything. And see, this lets me know the confidence that the Titans have in Ferguson. Did we draft a tight end this year? Nope. So when you look at that, it's like, okay, we're good at tight end. The Titans are known for drafting needs. So they feel we got Jonnu Smith and we got Ferguson. We've got Michael Pruitt as well. Ferguson is going to be our number 2 tight end. I trust Ferguson a whole lot. When he catches the ball, I'm like, he'll get it. You know what I'm saying? And around the end zone, Ferguson's a problem. He's very underrated. You know, someone had asked about Khalif Raymond. Ferguson is probably our most underrated offensive player. Ferguson is, man.
I like it.
Yep.
So, Metal Madness, this is the question. He says, how do you see our secondary as far as starting opening day? Are you comfortable with it? What do you think, Hawk?
I'm very comfortable, man. Malcolm Butler will be back. Adoree Jackson, maybe our most underrated. Him and Rashaan Evans are our most underrated defensive players. Adoree Jackson might be the most underrated corner in the league. Yes, we will be fine. We'll get Fulton out there as well too. I'm very confident in our DBs. Our DBs is the strength of our defense.
Yes.
It actually might be the strength of our team is our defensive backs.
Right.
Yes, we lost Logan Ryan. That's why we drafted Fulton. That's why we drafted Chris Jackson. They have a big hole to fill. But Jacques, as you had stated as well, when you look at the Ravens and you look at the Texans, all these teams are building to try to beat the Titans. We're trying to build to beat the Chiefs. And to beat the Chiefs, we need speed. So that's what we're doing. And so our corners with Adoree Jackson, now you got, man, yeah, absolutely. Our DBs, hey, MMCNB, as we say, man. My man catch no balls.
We lost Logan, and I feel like it wasn't a big drop-off. I'm going to miss Logan. I'm going to miss Logan's leadership. I'm going to miss Logan's tenacity. But I am confident going into the season because of the speed that we have on our DBs. I mean, that's what really killed us in the AFC Championship. They had a track team. I mean, Kansas City has a track team. Their receivers are track stars. So, I mean, you're asking DBs who are not track stars besides Adoree to guard. They go 5 wide. I'm 5 wide. I got one corner that can guard like maybe Tyreek Hill, but the other 4 receivers are amazing. So, no, we got fast. Even with Chris Jackson, man, the drafting of Chris Jackson has some speed on him as well. So it's something that I'm excited about too. I know he'll be more of a special teams guy, but I know he will get some PT time to get in there and get his feet wet. And that's something that, especially with how everything's flowing with this COVID crap, man, the rookies are going to really have to step up, man. They're going to have to step up mentally. They're going to have to step up physically. And it's going to be hard to do because of the situation that's going on now. But going in the season, man, I definitely. Okay, people in the comment section, folks, I got a question. Would you be okay bringing back Logan Ryan on a cheap deal? Push 1 if yes, press 2. Put 1 yes, 2 no.
Can I answer that?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Oh, it's for anybody. Go ahead, Paul.
See my answer? You said press 1, right? One. I would on a cheaper deal because he right now is testing the market. He's like, hey, y'all, look, I'm coming here. I had, 6, 7 sacks. I've had these X amount of interceptions and tackles. I do everything. Now, don't get me wrong. His stats are unbelievable. But for what he's asking for is just too much right now. And again, he's still unsigned. So If we can bring him back at a certain deal, absolutely. Now, I think mentally in his mind, he's done because he's like, look, y'all gave Christian Fulton my number, man. Y'all ain't even asked me, nor have y'all even talked to me about a deal. So he's probably mentally checked out. He's like the Titans, like a pretty girlfriend is just, no good. So it's like, you know what? I'm gone. I can't do this. But I think they could come back to him and say, hey, look, man, look, you might not can pay you 10 million that you want. Might not even be 9. Might not even be 8. But let's put you at 7.5 for the year, right? Let's work out some incentives. Get you about 4 interceptions. Let's up it to 8 million. Things like that. I think, man, I think that might be his best opportunity. So that's my answer, sir. 1.
I'm gonna say 2.
Oh, okay.
and,
All right.
and I like Logan, man. I like him. I like what he brought, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of those things where we brought in Jonathan Joseph. Jonathan Joseph's been in the league longer. I feel like he's a mentor, and I'm not gonna say that Logan can't do that. Definitely not. But if I'm looking for a speed factor, man, Logan put in the body of work, but it's a new game, man, and it's the new game to the point where speed is winning, and Logan he just doesn't have the speed anymore, and that's my biggest knack on Logan is when Adoree and Butler went down, I'm expecting you to be my number one corner, okay? And if I'm gonna pay you like a number one corner, I'm expecting you to guard like a number one corner, right?
Yeah.
And I know it's hard to ask the slot corner to do that because that's where he prevailed and that's where he got most of his stats this year was in the slot. But I mean, for me, it's 2, man. Like I said, I like my boy Logan, man. I like him, dog. But it's just how the league is transforming. And we're building up to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and we need all the speed that we can get and technique too. Like the young Sahab Fulton, man, bringing in Fulton, I feel like and guys in this is another question, a twofold question. A, how far do you think Fulton's career will go? And 2, can you see Fulton being a shutdown corner? It doesn't even have to be this year. Will Fulton be a shutdown corner in the next 4 or 5 years?
Can I answer that one as well, sir?
Go ahead.
1 for yes and 2 for no, right?
Oh, so you said no to shutdown.
No, I'm giving him a 1, as in a
Okay.
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
nice.
Yes, he absolutely. Christian Fulton has been challenged to the utmost in the SEC. You look at a guy that was a 3-year player. Even as a freshman, he started games. So it's nothing for him to be out there on the field making plays. Even the fact that he was out for a year and a half, he still played unbelievable last year. The reason why he was drafted in the second round was just because of the kind of some off the field issues. But that doesn't exclude his talent. And so Christian Fulton has the pedigree. First of all, he's from LSU. LSU is DBU for real. Like, you can pretty much go to any team and the best corner of their team or DB is from LSU. I mean, it's just so many. Tre'Davious White, Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu. I mean, just so many. Right, exactly. Morris Claiborne. Right, so many LSU DBs. And so he's a part of that. And so when you look at that, it's like, man, he's got it. It's just a matter of just him getting older and getting better, getting more comfortable. If you started LSU as a freshman, as a defensive back, you're good. There's a reason. So, yes, absolutely. Yes. Yes, he will be a lockdown corner within 3 years.
I said that when we drafted him. When I looked at film, I definitely know. Eventually, he's going to take Butler's spot. Okay. People, we know how John Robinson ticks. He drafts your replacement. You're on that 10 mil deal. Eventually, Butler's going to be gone. He's going to be 30 soon. So, definitely. No, him and Adoree Jackson oh my God. Him and Adoree on the outside is going to be amazing, man, to see that in years coming. People, we're going to take one more question. Go ahead, pick it, Hawk.
Let's see here. Agreed, LGRW. Yes. Let's get our likes up. We got 39 watching and 29 likes. Get them up.
Likes up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see. And we appreciate everybody watching the show, by the way, too, man.
Definitely.
We're having a ball. I hate that I was out of the show for a while, but it's okay, man. It's worse things in the world, man. So it's all good. I'm trying to see if see some questions here, man. You guys have given us some great questions, man.
Jeremiah. Hey, Jeremiah, man, he been bringing the heat tonight. Shout out to you, Jeremiah.
Here's a good question right here from LGRW. James and Mezza, you had some good questions too here, bro. Okay, so he asked, my worry is Wilson, the offensive tackle we just drafted. Might not be ready for tackle, and I think it would be good to at least have some competition. Okay, so What do you think about that, Jacques? You think he's ready? You think Isaiah Wilson is ready?
So we posed this question earlier while you were taking your break and you're having your Teddy Riley
Okay.
moment.
I got you, man.
um,
All right.
Man, when we drafted him, no, man. I really don't think he's ready. Maybe in the run game, yes, but the pass
Mhm.
game, I'm nervous. I'm literally nervous because people, we got to remember, Tannehill with Miami was injury prone.
Yep.
People seem to forget that. I mean, man got bad knees, okay? And to put Isaiah Wilson on the right side, and you expected him to, especially when we played the Broncos. We played the Broncos the first game. You got Von Miller coming on the right side around Wilson. No, and I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of upset when we did draft Wilson and we signed Kelly to the deal that we signed him. And me and Hawk, we were on the phone watching the draft, and we were like, Isaiah Wilson. But I get the pick because John drafts you for your longevity. He doesn't draft. He wants you to start day one, but he will draft you. Hey, maybe you start him year 2, year 3, year 4. You see what I'm saying? Not maybe. I mean, he's going to compete. I mean, maybe he come out and he's better than Conklin. But do I think? Nah. I mean, he'll compete, but I'm just I wouldn't trust him day one to be on the offensive line, especially our offensive line it's been gelling and it started coming on at the latter part of the year. I feel comfortable with Kelly in that position because Kelly has been playing with these cats for about 2 to 3 years. So definitely. What about you?
So for me, man, Logan Colbert, yes, we do pay Derrick Henry, by the way. I would say, man, for Isaiah Wilson, no, not up front. It's going to be a challenge. I mean, we've seen some film, a lot of film on him. First of all, he's huge. He's huge. And so somewhat that could be working against him if you think about it, because what happens when we play Denver and he's got to see number 58 across the field as in Von Miller, right? Or even Chubb on the other side, right? I'd be nervous. If I'm Ryan Tannehill, I'm nervous because the one thing that I noticed from Isaiah Wilson, though he covers a lot of space, he's not fast. And so, Von Miller could, put a move on him, go on the inside, and then boom, it's a sack. So Isaiah Wilson's a rookie. He's very young. He's a young guy, 20, 21 years old, too. So he's got a lot of learning to do. So I don't expect him day one to come in, oh, I got this on lock. I mean, I think Dennis Kelly will be the starter. I think, Isaiah Wilson will learn and get better. Something that bothers me, too, man, when you look at Isaiah Wilson's Instagram page, his name is like lazy. Okay. Now, a lot of people,
Don't. Yeah.
they put their description as their name, right?
Yeah.
Like mine is not at bald, right? Because I'm bald. But I'm saying, right? Like when I'm Hawk, because my last name, you the lockdown because you're the lockdown corner, right? You base it on who you are. So hopefully that moniker is not who he is. But he's got some work to do. A lot of people didn't have him to be picked into the 4th round.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a project right now. So that's where I'm at with it. Yep.
It's the John Robinson first round picks. His first round picks tend to be a little rocky, but his second round picks are amazing. So we will see. But people, this has been amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing, man. Like this is going to be a segment going forward called Chop It Up. Chopping it up with you guys. It'll probably be Chop It Up Thursday. We might change the name, but definitely we will be going live a lot more. I like getting the fans involved. It brings the energy, man. So take us home, Ho.
Yes, sir. So again, folks, we truly appreciate it, man. Thank you again for joining the show and taking your time to watch us as well. For those who have not subscribed, click the subscribe button at the bottom. We are also on Instagram. We've been putting a lot of content on there as well. Instagram is at Tennessee Titans Weekly. You can also see us on Twitter at Titans Weekly 24/7. And if you want to email us, you can email us at TennesseeTitansWeekly@gmail.com, folks. We got a lot coming up, man, in the future, man. So this is the start of some other things. Be ready.
Hey, Big O, yes, it is our first live. And LGRW, this will be every Thursday night. So yes, people, this will be every Thursday night, chopping it up with the fam. So definitely bring your questions. We're going to answer them as many questions as we are. You guys bring some heavy questions, so I love it, man. But definitely, like you said, let's get the likes up. Next time we come in the chat, let's get these likes up, man. That's one thing I would like to do. But hey, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a fellow Titans fan, tell a fellow sports fan. We love sports, but we love the Titans more. So definitely, man, definitely.
Yep, absolutely, man. So to you and yours, we appreciate it again.
Hey,
Thank you, and we hope you have a great week and great weekend, man. Tighten up, as we say, man. You know
hey,
what we do.
tighten up and be safe, guys.
Yes, sir. Thanks again.